little bit long. So I see on your second serve, what I'm seeing so far, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that you like to slice more than you like to put spin on it?
Yes.
It's true, right?
I feel just more comfortable.
Slicing the second.
Yeah, like even the first, like
Slicing the first.
yeah, like when I just want to place it instead of just like hitting flat, just to have that little slice.
You
know,
get a
not
little
too
bit more
much.
control from that. You get
Yes.
your percentages to go up.
Yeah.
I find it's very common, like on the WTA, that
It is.
players second serve, slice.
Yeah.
Not so much kick. You see that
Yeah.
too?
Definitely.
There's some that have kick, like Barty, Stoser. There's some other ones too, but the vast majority, and especially some of the big servers like
Yeah.
Pliskova, Kvitova, like Sharapova back in the day, they rarely, if ever, kick the second serve. They go hard. What do you think is the reason for that?
For me,
Yeah.
it's all here.
Okay.
Like in practice, I would do so many
Right?
good ones, right? I could
Right.
just kick
No, I
it.
know you know how to hit a kick serve. I've
Oh,
seen you do
very
it.
good. But then like I just get in my head,
Right.
and you know, like when the nerves kick in and I get more tight,
Yeah.
and it's like that's my safe serve, but
This is safe.
like but I can hit it hard and to be safe, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't push it, because if I do kick
Yeah.
safe, it's just gonna go like boom, like
You know what my analysis of that is, that when it comes to the kick serve, it's slower regardless who hits it. Even on the ATP, the kick serve is the slowest serve by far. Even on the ATP, it's the average is under 100 miles an hour. But the WTA serve is a lot slower than the ATP serve in general, right?
Okay.
I mean, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So when you hit a kick serve that's very, very slow, it becomes very easy to return. And a lot of WTA players have incredible returns. So because there is not so much bite, so much action on the kick as there is on the ATP, I feel like on WTA, it's not that great of a strategy unless you can hit it really precisely and really well. So I think for that reason, a lot of women, they settle for the slice second serve, which is a lot faster, and it's more of a effective shot for that reason.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree. Like you said, like it pops up. So if you don't hit it to their backhand, it goes like a little bit to the forehand. Then they like come around and they just rip it.
At the recreational level, a kick serve does not have to be struck that hard, but at the elite level, you do have to hit it with some authority. If you
Yeah.
just let it sit there,
Yeah.
people can eat that up
Oh, yeah.
all day long. They can run around it, they can smack backhands, especially if
Yeah.
it's two-handed
Oh
backhand.
yeah.
So you're better off with a slice. I think that's the reason why a lot of women settle for the slice. It's the better choice. But a lot of people think, like, mistakenly, that WTA players don't know how to do a certain shot. WTA players can do all shots. Like, you know how to hit a kick serve really well,
Yeah.
but it's just that they don't use certain shots. You didn't get a handle on it. You're a little too far away.
Ah, it's so bad.
You-
What was I supposed to do there?
Well, you tried to roll it, right?
No, I hit so flat.
So you didn't try to roll it. So you should have. Like, anytime you're out of position, you got to try to put as much spin as possible.
Yeah.
If you're out of position, you go hard and flat. There's very
So low.
there's very little chance that you can get it in. So actually, to me, it looked like you were trying to flick it, but just didn't hit it clean. Emma, it's so good, that forehand. Beautiful job. You know, Emma, today you're doing a much better job with the low backhand half court. Last time you were missing a couple of them. Yeah, you're getting down and putting spin. That's very good.
Hi, good ball, Emma, move.
Remember we talked about that last time. Like, you can't pick that one up because it's too spinny. You have to back up a little bit. Let the ball come down. I was expecting you to come in on that. You have such good volleys. You could have come in on some of those slices. You fell back on that one. You feel it? Come. Ah! Ah! Ah, you had it, Emma. You didn't accelerate on that one. It's like there wasn't enough racket head speed there.
I was hesitating. I was overthinking. I wanted
Yeah.
to go cross court first.
Okay.
I'm like, maybe better to go down the line. I should have just gone with my first instinct.
But generally, when you're returning slice, you need a lot of racket head speed because the ball is dying on your side.
Okay.
It's decelerating. So anytime you're returning slice, you need to hit the ball harder, but not necessarily like go for a winner, but harder with spin to counteract the low penetration from the slice. Because that forehand just kind of died on you a little bit. There it is, Emma, come on! Beautiful ball.
See, I stayed patient.
You did, I love that.
I really used my feet
Yes.
for the entire point and pushed it back until you gave me a shorter one.
Yes, this is the way to do it because you're hitting quality balls and just being patient. Instead of, maybe you could have gone for a winner on that very first slice that I gave you. And that's often, yeah, probably. Because the more you hit also, the more confidence you gain. So the probability of a winner later is more likely.
Yeah.
Come on, go. There it is, Emma, come on! Best return you hit today, awesome. And I can tell you meant to hit it there, it wasn't late. You were going down the line, I can tell. Hey, go Emma, go Emma. Wow, unbelievable shot. Let's end on that. Over. So good. Emma, the more you play, the closer you get to your old form, the tour form. You're getting closer and closer. Now, one peculiar thing that I noticed is how close to the baseline you stand on the return.
Yeah.
Do you always do that, or are you fluid in your positioning?
I mean, unless it's a really big serve.
Yeah.
Then I'll move back a little bit.
Yeah.
But usually I'm there or I'm even inside the service line.
Inside the baseline. Inside, I want to see that next time.
It's too hot. This side
But yeah, that just goes back to the point that I made last week where generally female players, they stand a lot closer than males. Now, of course, I was serving like slower today, you can get away with that. But it is just a style of play.
Yeah.
And you have such good timing. You develop such great timing over the years that you hit that return very clean, and it's one of your better shots.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's part of the reason why you were so good in doubles. Your return of service, phenomenal.
It was. I was able to direct it, you know, like like I would always find like an open spot during, you know, in the court, like in the match, like even here or down the line or cross court. So I was able to place it well. But you know, like you said, you were not serving that hard today.
So you were.
If you were serving
you would adjust it a little bit.
You
would adjust it a little bit.
Yeah.
But what do you think the average speed is like? Where you play it is like you played obviously college tennis at the very, very top, like top 5. You played junior tennis at the top of the ITF. What was the ITF ranking?
I don't know, like top 50.
Top 50. So you were top 50 there, and WTA you didn't play long because you got injured, right? You went to the Australian Open juniors, and you had to have arm surgery.
Yeah.
In your, where was your elbow or?
My forearm.
Forearm.
But
it ripped apart.
Yes, but my first professional tournament I won when I just turned 16.
That's when you beat Donna Vekic in the final, right?
No, that was when I was right before going to college.
Oh,
my
last
pro tournament before going to college, I beat Donna Vekic in the finals.
You beat in the finals. But in any case, like you easily have a level of, let's say, top 200 WTA.
Yeah.
So what do you think the average speed is? average speed? Now, I know there's some women like Kvitova, Pliskova, Sabalenka that serve like fast Venus, that serve in the 115, sometimes 120, but like generally, what do you think the average first serve speed is on the women? Do you think it's around 100, or is it a little bit more, a little bit less?
A little less.
A little bit less.
90 and 100, I would think.
90 and 100. So that to me is like the biggest discrepancy between male and female tennis, because off the ground it's a difference too.
Yeah.
But not as big of a difference as the serve and return game,
Yeah.
because obviously if you serve to a man, let's say like a tour player, or even to your husband who was an elite level junior player and was one of the best Division I college players in the country, if you played him and you served like the way you serve, he could crush you on the return games. He could take your serve and be very aggressive on it.
Yeah, definitely.
And now all of a sudden you're in a defensive position from the beginning of the rally. On the
Yeah.
other hand, when he serves,
Yeah.
you also have very little chance. So that to me is like, when people say it's so different, that to me is the biggest difference,
Yeah.
is the serve, really.
Yeah.
Is the serve, because the woman serves slower, the man has a easier time to break serve. And the woman, of course, is going to have a very, very difficult time breaking the man's serve. And that's what makes it so different. But off the ground, WTA players are absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I agree. I agree with what you said. Like, I remember when we used to, like, when I was still playing competitively,
Yeah.
I would play against my husband, but he would be allowed to only hit second serves.
Exactly.
Because if he would do first serves,
There's no point.
There's no point. And also, next to serve, I think another advantage, that's just my opinion, is just like the court coverage.
Yeah,
Like, you're more athletic, stronger, and faster.
that's true too.
You know,
No doubt
just
about it.
Cover more.
No doubt about
uh,
it. And
like,
like, there's
yeah.
something super interesting you said last time. I was thinking about it for a while. And I feel like because the men, like you said, have more athleticism, I think their reflexes and reactions are faster.
Yeah.
You know, so you told me last time, I asked you, Emma, I'm hitting the ball deep with spin, why are you just standing there picking it up? And then you told me I'm just not reacting fast enough.
Yeah. I do that when I don't react fast enough after my serve.
I think that's a whole nother aspect to it. But see, a lot of times people will get really upset and they'll say men are sexist because they say that they're better than women. But I remember reading when Sasha, you know Sasha Bayan, it was hitting partner of Serena.
Yeah.
Serena said, it was actually in a movie, people can watch on Netflix, it's a Serena movie. She said, when he plays his normal tennis, and he's a guy like just a regular guy like myself or,
Yeah.
or Attila, that's like a high level player, but never really made any waves on tour or anything like that. Just a regular player, high level player. She had no chance against him. That's
Yeah.
what she said. And he was forced to actually hit slower to her. And we're
Yeah.
talking about Serena, one of the greatest.
Yeah.
People get so hung up on that, whether the women can beat the man. I don't think it's just a stupid
Yeah.
conversation to begin
Yeah.
with, because nobody talks about it in track. When you have 100 meters,
Yeah.
it's given that men are going to run faster. Nobody talks about it in golf, where men are playing from further back. Nobody really talks about it in basketball, just accept it as fact. But for some
Yeah.
reason, in tennis, they want to equate the two, maybe because of even equal prize money. And then a lot of people get into like really bad arguments. But I think, to me, the women deserve the money. I'll tell you why. It's got nothing to do with playing best of 5 or playing best of 3. Tennis is by far the best female sport in the world. Nothing else comes close. You tell me another sport that's more entertaining to watch than women's tennis. I can't think of one. Like, I know there's women's soccer, women's volleyball, women's basketball, women's golf. All are inferior to women's tennis. So for that reason, they draw big crowds. Stadiums are packed. People are watching it on TV. They love it. And in fact, I actually prefer watching women's tennis over men's tennis because it's a little bit more drama. They don't like not necessarily like each other that much. So to me, it's a really, really good product, and they deserve to have the same money as the guys. What do you think? You agree or no? Do you think men should get paid more than women?
Definitely not.
Because also, by the way,
But
go ahead, finish your point, and then I'll tell you one more thing.
Exactly everything that you said, I agree with it. You know, like, we can't compare. We just can't compare. Like,
Yeah.
we're looking at it as a whole. Women's tennis and men's tennis.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're not
Compete against each other.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's so true. One thing that I forgot to say, actually, there is no such thing as equal prize money. And you can 100% confirm what I'm saying. It's a lot of it is like marketing. Because if you look at tournaments outside the Grand Slams and outside the Masters, the women get paid far less.
Yeah.
And tennis is not all about the Grand Slams. There's tournaments like going on the whole year. And you compare like a, let's say a 250 men's versus like a 250 level women's tournament, it's more than half less most of the time
Yeah.
for the women.
Yeah.
So they actually get paid a lot less.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people don't know that.